having an interview with us today.
Please, call me McCulloch, James McCulloch.
So, James McCulloch, what do you think of the context of this issue going on today?
Well, it all started out with the First National Bank, and there were basically two parties, one led by Thomas Jefferson and one led by Alexander Hamilton. And Alexander Hamilton basically said that it was a necessity for the United States to have a national bank because there needs to be a place where all the finances would be monitored and kept. But Thomas Jefferson said that the federal government had no power to do this. And basically, after that point, Thomas Jefferson's party basically lost and the First National Bank was created. But in 1811, James Madison, he did not renew the charter for the National Bank, and until 1816, there was no national bank. And then in 1816, the Second National Bank was created, and that's where this whole McCulloch versus Maryland argument starts.
So, James McCulloch, what are your views on the Maryland tax?
Well, there's really no grounds for this tax. The state government has no right to tax the national government anyway.
But the branch is in Maryland.
But the whole bank makes up the entity of the United States and the United States people and the corporation of the United States. So yes, Maryland has a right to tax banks within their own boundaries, but this bank is property of the United States government, and they have no right to tax any property of the United States.
So as a Maryland representative, what is your opinion on the Maryland tax?
The Maryland tax is completely constitutional because the Maryland tax only taxes the Baltimore branch.
Do you think it's fair that Maryland is the only state that's taxing the National Bank of the United States?
I think it's completely fair because although the other states aren't taxing the Bank of the United States, they have every right to do so. James McCulloch, Maryland has every right to impose this tax. What are your reasons for not paying it?
Well, first of all, the state has no right to tax the national government. Just because the bank is in the boundaries of Maryland doesn't mean it has a right to tax the bank itself.
You're not understanding the issue here. Maryland is only taxing the branch, not the whole bank.
No, I don't think you're understanding. Just because it's a branch of the United States bank doesn't mean that they should be taxed upon. It's still the United States bank, and it holds the funds of the people of the United States, and the people of Maryland has no right to tax the Bank of the United States.
Settle down, okay? We need to all be civilized. Let's calm down so we can have a proper discussion.
The federal government deserves more rights than the state government. It should be more powerful than the state government altogether.
The tax that Maryland has imposed is completely constitutional. Every state has the right to tax.
The federal bank cannot be taxed because it makes up the American people, and people of Maryland cannot tax the money of the American people.
Judge, what is your ruling?
Okay. Although the Constitution does not specifically give Congress the power to establish a bank, it does delegate the ability to tax and spend, and a bank is a proper and suitable instrument to assist the operations in the collection and disbursement of the revenue. Because federal laws have supremacy over state laws, Maryland had no power to interfere with the bank's operation by taxing it. Therefore, the ruling is Maryland Court of Appeals reversed.
Hi, this is Steve Croft. Today we have an exclusive interview with one of the most prominent historians of the 19th century, Jason Trahan. He's an exclusive insight on McCulloch versus Maryland, and I wanted to bring him here today because we need a sense of the aftermath of McCulloch versus Maryland and how it affected the future of U.S. history.
Thank you, Mr. Croft, for bringing me out tonight. This case is very important because it sets up the idea that the federal government can do more or less whatever it wants. It sets up the broad definition of the power of Congress under the Constitution. Before this case, it is not clear what the Congress was allowed to do. There are very specific things that the Constitution explicitly says that Congress may do. In this case, the Supreme Court ruled that the elastic clause is what we should pay attention to when deciding what Congress can do. So by ruling this way, the court said that the Congress can do whatever it wants as long as it's not prohibited by the Constitution. What did this mean for the states? Well, the states lost many rights and they fought for them through processes like nullification.